Sometimes I feel so lucky when I send notes to myself because it's like a gift from past me to now me. I was going through an old message, and even before I really got into Bruno, I found out about these editions of Bruno's writings from Black Letter Press. And normally I don't care that much about how a book is bound. Like, it's nice. But these are especially well done. It's just a beautifully made book out of Italy. It wasn't super expensive. And I just finished my first Memory Palace book, In the Shadow of the Ideas by Bruno. And so in my old notes, I found a reference to this book. And so I bought it, not quite knowing what it was. And it turns out that it was exactly the right book for me. These are his Magia books, but the first half is his 30 statues. And so this is his description of the first 30 statues in his Memory Palace. And, you know, he worked on these for decades. And so it is all of his Memory Palace ideas about the spirituality that he cared about. So it is absolutely a phenomenal book, and I think the translator did a really good job. He tried to make it understandable. Apparently he took some out because Bruno's way of writing would be making a point and then making it in a much more complicated way, as if that would help. So they are definitely a bit thick to go through, but I do like that old Renaissance style of just sentence by sentence, you know, or points, which is a couple of sentences on them. And so I've only gotten through the first three, and they aren't even statues. The first three things in his cosmology are the unnamables, and he tries to wrestle with what they are, and I'll share them with you. And he sees the primordial thing as being chaos. In fact, let me read my short descriptions of them that I'm going to put on my wall under the three. But chaos is the most idle of entities, and he is the first of the three unimaginables. And then his child is Orcus, which sounds like Orc, Blake, the Abyss, and he is boundless desire. And so he's also called Acheron, the Joyless, because he is never satisfied. And so apparently Orcus is evil, but without him, no good exists. And then his daughter is Nox, darkness and night, or matter. And she has a daughter, Lux, the daughter of matter, light. But those are his first three unimaginables: Chaos, Orcus, and Nox. And he goes on for a good 20 pages about what these entities represent in his mind. And it's quite fascinating. And now we're going to get into the more understandable of his 30 statues. And if you're into Bruno or Memory Palaces or spirituality, I think this is going to be a really fascinating piece of work. So I just want to recommend it to you all. And if you want to hear more about these statues I go through, let me know.